Welcome to the Gastro Guru. It is maple. That's right, it's gonna be maple in everything. We're doing 2 delicious cocktails as well as 3 amazing canapes. And as always, we're gonna be starting off with a fabulous cocktail. So in a shaker half full of ice, I have this Maple Whiskey from Niagara Falls Craft Distillers. Next, I'm gonna put in a wisp of a beautiful maple lifestyle dark maple syrup from Quebec. 2 ounces of espresso, 1.5 ounces of chocolate milk, and I'm gonna shake this guy up. So if you got up and left, this is gonna get it back. Shake it like crazy because we want to get nice and frothy, which is exactly what that is. Even from here, I can smell the maple and the espresso mixing together. And the key to that one is having a really hard shake so that you get that beautiful foam on top. That is perfect. Okay, so let's start cooking. I have some salmon here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be doing some 2-bite salmon soft tacos with a mixed green leek and cherry slaw. So we're gonna take and tint this. This is really, really important. With the foil, you wanna make sure that you're gonna double layer it, and I'm gonna throw this on my barbecue. Next, as if you're wrapping a beautiful gourmet present, make sure that it's nice and tight with the corners. See how I'm folding them in? This way, it really helps hold everything together and the glaze sits right on top of the salmon. So I'm gonna place that right here. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of coffee in here. I'm gonna add in a healthy 3 ounces of the maple whiskey. Next, I'm gonna add in good 2 ounces of the maple syrup. Then I've got a good dash of Worcestershire, a bunch of Montreal Steak Spice, and I'm gonna pour this directly on top of the fish. Now, whenever you're marinating fish, you never wanna do it for more than 20 minutes, otherwise it really toughens up the protein. I'm gonna throw the rest of this into a saucepan and reduce it. What that's gonna do is perform a glaze, which we're just gonna kind of shellac on top of the tacos. So let me put this onto the range, and there we go. So let's start making that slaw and getting it put together. So I've got some sautéed leeks and some beautiful dried cherries that I've been soaking in the maple whiskey for about 2.5 hours. Not only is this gonna make up an amazing simple syrup, but it's also gonna infuse the cherries with some beautiful flavor. So I'm gonna drop these in with the leeks. Next, I've got some beautiful mixed spicy microgreens. I'm gonna add in just good little handful just to set on top, and then some cashews. I know you're kind of thinking, what is this kind of a slaw? But you're gonna see once we add it onto the tacos, it tastes beautiful. So I'm just gonna mix this up by hand. We don't wanna over mix. We just wanna blend in all the flavors. And then once we add it onto the tacos, I'm gonna be using a fork in my hand, as always, just to be able to get the right amount. But already, it's just looking beautiful. And I mean, if you think about it, we've got the sweetness of the cherry, we've got the depth of character of the whiskey, we've got the maple in there, the cashews, everything just tastes really, really good. Beautiful fall flavors to be topping up onto a taco. So I'm gonna throw that guy into the grill, and then we're gonna start wrapping up our shrimp. So there isn't one place where I'm making 2-bite tacos where they don't ask, where did you get those mini tortilla shells? Well, guess what? This is how I get them, by using the back of a cocktail shaker. So super easy, makes them 2 beautiful bites and very easy to make. So that's gonna be for our salmon tacos. Next, let's get our shrimp going. So we've got some beautiful speck here. Now, speck isn't quite as salty as prosciutto, which is why I'm using it. And I'm just gonna put down a nice little layer here, and I'm gonna grab some beautiful shrimp. I've got the skewer, gonna put it right through by breaking the back. so it makes it nice and straight. Putting it down on the speck. Next, I've got some cheese, my pineapple, and then we've got a little bit of pepper. You can do shishito, you can do jalapeno, whatever you want. And we're gonna grill these up, and then I'm gonna glaze them with the exact same glaze as the salmon. Does that look beautiful? A nice little package. And then we're just gonna keep on rolling these guys up. And you can see I'm putting on a second roll just because that one tore up. So you can always do another roll and throw it on the grill or bake it, however you want to do it, just as long as it seals up nicely. Next, the garnish for our maple bacon Caesar. Yes, I know, we're gonna be doing bacon wrapped onion rings. Isn't this insane? Onion rings, you can use any onion that you want. And I'm using a double smoked bacon, which is gonna taste great with our maple whiskey. And you just wanna keep on dropping in, and rolling it tight is sort of the biggest thing. And then what I'm gonna show you how to do is make up another barbecue sauce using our maple syrup, and as well as the Niagara Craft Distiller rye whiskey with the maple in there. Now, of course, this is gonna be nice and sweet, which is gonna make for an amazing garnish for our savory Caesar. Yes, I did say a Caesar. You can also do this as a Bloody Mary as well. So we're gonna bake these bad boys up, baste them with the barbecue sauce. Look at that. Okay, I didn't kiss it because it's raw pork. So we've got our last bacon wrapped onion ring. I'm gonna put it down onto the pan. We're gonna throw these guys in the oven, that in the pan, but we also have to make up a nice little slick barbecue sauce to baste the onion rings up. So I've got some ketchup in here. I'm gonna add in our Niagara Craft Distilling maple whiskey, and then we have to put in a healthy dose of the maple syrup as well. This is what's really gonna help to combine all those beautiful flavors and actually help it glaze and caramelize over top. A little bit of Worcestershire again. Notice how we're bringing all these flavors together, because guess what? The next cocktail is gonna be that beautiful Caesar after all the food is done. So I'm just gonna whip this together, get it nice and combined. And when we're basting it, we wanna make sure that we're doing this while the onion is hot. That way it won't boil the onions and get it all sloppy. We just want it to be nice and crisp. So our onion is heated up at 350. It's gonna take about 25 minutes to get these rings going. That's well combined. Let's toss these bad boys in. So we've got all of our food done and we're left with one last cocktail. So we're gonna be doing our bacon maple Caesar with Niagara Craft Distillers maple whiskey. So here we go. I'm gonna shake our half full of ice. I'm gonna add in 2 ounces. Next, I'm gonna add in Canada's own Walter Caesar mix. And I'm sure you're thinking, hold on a second here, a Caesar with maple, it tastes amazing. So we've got some sweetness, some savory, and now a little bit of spice with our hot and sweet. And then next, some maple syrup. I'm gonna shake this up after I season it. And guys, this is like nothing other. It's like a campfire in your mouth. There we go. I'm gonna strain it out over 2 perfect spheres of ice. And those beautiful bacon wrapped onion rings with our barbecue sauce are gonna go right in. But first, a little bit more of the barbecue sauce. So this is gonna meld all of those great flavors together. And guys, here we go. We've got our salmon 2-bite soft tacos with cherry slaw. And we've got our stuffed shrimp with our maple whiskey glaze. Guys, as always, keep shaking, keep cooking, and keep smiling. Cheers, everybody. Maple.